the one he put the bomb in the car for.
What?
That's
I don't know.
what's his name?
You're not talking
Dan,
about Mesa,
Kid Cudi, Kid
Cameron.
Cudi, right?
Whoa. Tell me, you got to educate me. What happened with Cuddy?
Kid Cudi is the one who said he got his car like blown up.
I didn't
That's
know
what
that.
Joe Budden's talking about with the bombs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when King Cudi was saying this stuff back then, everybody was like, "Shut up! You had one hit.
Right.
Nobody's listening to you." Like, it works. I mean,
So he might really be like a mafioso. Like Diddy might really be on that. He might really think that he's a kingpin in New York.
he hasn't missed yet. This if this works, this will be the first time that it is like someone is actually listening and charges come. But as you can see now, like his house is raided. We've seen no charges. We've seen no,
Right.
all of this is just a whole bunch of people talking, but there's been no charges. Pretty soon, in 2 months, he'll do a reunion tour and everybody will forget if they don't take this man down. Because it's not about what you can show. It's about what you believe. Trump is in court right now and he has more money than any other person running. Like,
Right. But the people, the poorest people that support him are giving him enough funds to where he will be a formidable opponent
this is
come
what,
election season.
and then I just think like Peloton removed all of Diddy's music. Diddy doesn't make
Mm.
music by himself. So who are you
Mm.
impacting with that? Who are you? Diddy has never just made a song by himself. So who is not? It's like Cosby when they don't give the royalties for Cosby people. Don't mess up everybody else just because of this person. He hasn't even
Right.
gone to court yet.
Right.
So in the midst of it, the rich people stay rich, but the people that are tangentially, associated get hurt.
Punish the Nazis, not Germany.
Yeah.
But that's justice. And I mean, that's truly what's missing. This whole situation in reflection, I think I got a good perspective on it. People look down on people and people look up to people, but we never look at people.
Ooh, now that was really deep.
And I mean, that's really what this, right? That's what this situation is uncovering, is that we only go up and down. We don't care to diagnose, dissect, or really resolve um, our demonic tendencies, because he's beating this legalistically because of statute of limitations.
Yeah.
That beating he gave her that we all saw, he beat it. He settled the case with her. All of these victims that are coming out, they are back in 2003. They're back when, he was Harlem shaking and take that, Diddy. And it's just left me with a horrible feeling because you said it. He's gonna have a reunion tour. It's gonna be Mary J.
It's
Blige.
a big major lie.
I mean, it's gonna be Lil
And
Kim.
we're going to bring up God. And people are going to
Yeah,
bring up God.
yeah.
Saying we should all forgive.
To look the other way,
Hmm.
because we won't bring him down for this. He's the Black Weinstein, and the
It's,
only thing that's going to take him down is going to be tax evasion,
yeah.
a bad business deal.
Yeah.
It's going to be something so far outside the scope of our united consciousness, our united morality of this violation, that it really makes me sad.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. If
Yeah,
if people could get R. Kelly out right now, he would
they
have a
would.
sold out tour.
I mean, Step in the Name of Love. I mean, like that's half of our wedding soundtrack.
First of all, 12 Play was playing our face. 12 Play because
Mm,
she was 12, because she was 12, seems like
mm,
you're ready because she was still at home with her mom. Possibly,
mm.
possibly. He was playing our place. Trapped in the closet because you're a closeted trick. Yes, that's why. That's why he's been playing our faces, and he's allowed to do it, man. I can't stand him. Can't
Right.
stand it.
Well,
Like,
what about our culture allows this or persists this? Because this is becoming a consistent theme. There's something where we are cultivating a culture of predation, and we celebrate it openly, playing in everyone's face.
in everyone's face. I don't know. It goes back to saying that little girls are fast. You can't wear that
Mm,
skirt in the house, or you know, it's too short. You can't sit like that in your own house because there's men in the house. You can't. It goes back to, well, she was fast. She came on to him first. It goes back to how we view women as women,
mm.
um, and what age we start viewing them as women.
There's a lot in that. I agree with you so much. All of us in society, we have to control ourselves. It's not just a label on adults. It's a moral statement. We
Yeah.
have to have boundaries, and I really think that our culture limits purity. I don't
It
think
does.
that that's
It does.
yeah,
If you, my best friend just said it. She was 8 and she went to go sit on her dad's lap, and the whole house turned like, "What are you doing?"
yeah.
And she never did it again. She never
Mm,
sat on dad's lap again.
that's really that's like that's it. Why why can't we have purity? That should be an innocent moment. That should truly be a moment of innocence. But in our culture, we don't allow that because we're so afraid of these monsters that
Yeah.
we protect and keep around.
And we, yeah, yes, we do. Yeah. And everybody's at fault. Women especially are at fault about making girls older than they are. Because who
Mm,
called me fast first? Someone in my family called me fast, and I'm like, I'm fast because I wore a skirt in the house, in my house. Like, uh, so I don't know how we change
blaming.
how we view each other. I don't know. But it goes back to how we view women and what we think when we think women become women, I believe.
Do you think there's an age where, an early age, that we make girls responsible for the behavior of men?
Yeah.
I really,
I,
I believe that. I think 12, 13,
yeah. Before,
for young black girls,
way
we
before.
make them responsible
Hmm.
for the gaze of all men.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to surmise that or make that a concise thought, nor do I really know how to change or about face that for the whole of society. But maybe
It's
one day.
well, hurt people, right? So if you were hurt growing up by someone, you're going to react a certain way to something you say. So you're trying to stop it, but the way you're going about it is hurting. So we all got to find. So if you were hurt growing up, instead of looking out for all the signs, you got to find a way of actually projecting, how you're feeling a little better. Like, hey, I was hurt when I was growing up. I'm probably reacting to this wrongly. This has nothing to do with you. Instead of like already saying that the girl is wrong, just go in and take that responsibility. Yes, I was hurt. Something happened to me growing up. And now this is how I feel. It has nothing to do with you as a kid. It's everything to do with how I am presenting my life to the world. So I think it just goes back to us fixing ourselves first. You got to fix yourself first, I think.
I agree with that. And the next segment, I want to talk about reproductive health. Reproductive rights is something that is becoming more important to me as a man because I'm being influenced by women in the world and really empathizing and understanding that this is your life. This is what it means to be a woman. This is something that men never encounter in their biology. But recently, Louisiana passed legislation that makes abortion pills a controlled dangerous substance. Um, I think mifepristone, if I'm saying it correctly. Uh,
Mhm.
they are going to be reclassified as a controlled and dangerous substance in Louisiana under a first of its kind bill. Um, and I just want to get more perspective on the attack on women's reproductive rights. This is one of many that I'm starting to see and I'm becoming more aware of because we treat women as if they aren't human.
My neighbor got his what is it called? His vasectomy. He got his
Mm,
vasectomy when he was 19 in a strip mall. He made an appointment, got a vasectomy. I tried to
wow.
get my tubes tied at 19. They told me I needed a husband's signature. I tried to get my tubes tied at 22. They told me I needed a man's signature. I tried to get my tubes tied at 25. They told me I needed a man's signature. I do have a daughter. She is amazing. I am very proud of her, but it was
Yep.
my choice and I never got to fulfill that choice. Never.
Mm,
Now I think everything's different because I'm old, right? So now I don't need anybody. No one has to sign anything now, but
right.
before I would have had to have a husband's signature or 3 children before somebody would tie my tubes.
That is, you said it. A 19-year-old man can protect his future. And there's no encumbrances, there's no hindrance, there are no barriers. But
In a
woman,
strip mall. In a strip mall.
how convenient, right?
Yeah, he just
Only thing
made
that
an
would have been better was an Amazon kid. He did it himself.
Yes. Louisiana's got something different going on. There's not enough white babies. They're trying to get white
Mm,
babies. White women have decided collectively, you know what? I'm not doing that. That I'm not having your kid and not being able to take off from work or not being able to go pick the kid up. I'm not doing this stress on my body for y'all. And they're not having babies at 16. They're not having babies at 17 anymore. They're waiting until they're 30, 40, 50. And
right.
it's freaking Louisiana out. That's what that's about. That's about white babies. And I love all my white people, but y'all know that's what that's about. Like
Texas is the
that's what
same way.
Louisiana got going on.
Texas is the same way. And I mean, let's make the point. All births are at a decline.
Yeah.
Uh, Specifically, white children are not born at the same rate. And do you think that it's identified as an existential threat in the white community? Because
That's
they
the
are quicker to react than we have ever been.
well, the Supreme Court when they struck down Roe versus Wade, that's one of the things they listed, the amount of white babies
Mm,
in decline. It was listed, it's right as in black and white. They tell it to your face all the time. We don't have enough white children. If you look up the Roe versus Wade stuff, you'll see it
mhm.
in there. It may not be specifically how I said it, but it says
Sure.
the decline rate of blah 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 is
And
a reason
Planned
as
Parenthood's in our neighborhood, but we are not their greatest customers. We can't be by numbers.
we don't
Mm,
even live in West Virginia. This is what I'm saying. Like we're not on your we don't even live in Iowa. Like we can't be taking your colleges. I don't go to school in Iowa. Like
right.
annoys me so bad. You know who's on services in West Virginia? Yeah, those people. So like stop blaming us for the weird stuff and get to the point. You want people to have children? Be better people so that they can have children. Be better work environments. Be better hospital bills. I had a C-section. It cost me I don't know 30,000, maybe something like that because it was an emergency C-section.
Mm.
That's just one kid. Like be better humans for women to want to give birth. You know why you never see an Asian woman pregnant, traditional Asian woman pregnant? Because her family puts her up. They take care of her. They make sure she's resting. They make sure she has the space to give birth to a human. You know what we do? Ask how come you're not working up until your final day. Are you still you're why are you can work a little bit. You can take your computer home. Like
Well, it's the opposite culture. I mean, a culture that is entirely built around others versus a culture that is independent.
Yeah.
And we will do everything to make sure that that independence isn't broken and that this
Yeah.
woman can support herself.
But when you try to build a community environment, when you try to build community, when you try to hold community events, someone strikes it down. Someone sets murder to a whole neighbor. I mean, sets fire to a whole neighborhood. Someone does a Tulsa massacre. Someone arrests the people, the Black Panthers. Somebody, when you try to do community, when you try to support like organizations like Black Lives Matter, you find out that they're stealing money. It's like no matter how many times we try, we get held back, and I don't know what that is. We're just mean here. We are mean here. That's what that's about. I think. I don't know. What do you think is happening?
I think we'll do anything to disrupt the next man. I hate crabs in the bucket because it's
Yeah.
so appropriate and true. All crabs know how to do is grab at what's in front of them, but we don't want success in any form, especially if it doesn't come from us. And I think that's as simple of an explanation for the situation.
Yeah. So bad. I I don't know if all the things that they're putting in place is going to get them the results they want. Women want better lives, and the world that is now is not a better life. Nobody wants to bring people into that. Especially
Mm,
with I have neighbors who are grandparents. They're working part time just so they can help watch the grandkids and that they can have some type of stability with like money coming in. But if there wasn't for the grandparents, these people would not be able to have children because
I
it's
got
too
a
expensive.
story. A friend of ours, she has two parents that take care of her child, and she resents the parents very much because they don't help her financially. They do daycare. I think they spend time with the child, but that's not what this young lady wants. In response to her feeling alienated, neglected by the parents, she's going to move to Arizona to stick it to them.
With
I
the
think
kids.
that's with the kids to take the kids away because she's not getting financial relief. She's gonna burden herself incredibly and ultimately burden these parents with long distance bills. And I think that's it. What we're saying, we will do anything to throw problems at our solutions.
It's crazy. I don't understand. I, it must be the No Child Left Behind. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. That's gotta be it. Because I've never seen so much selfishness. I just like it. I just if I couldn't afford to do something on my own, I'm not doing it.
Right. I mean, it's not. I don't want to attack parents because I think anybody bringing a child into this world is a brave soul. But I think you really said it. There, that means nothing to a lot of people. Once the kid is here, it's just, I don't want to say burden, but
Oh,
it's
but it's just you and the kid. It's real. I mean, you can have a relationship and maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But you still need the money, you still need the support, you still need people's time. You still gotta do stuff with kids. It's a lot of responsibility. Being a parent is not easy. It's a lot of responsibility. It's you and the kid. Like
it
even if you
deserves
have
so much more respect and sanctity.
huh?
Being a parent deserves so much more respect and sanctity.
Yeah,
It's
but being a
precious.
kid does too. I hate
Okay.
how people get on kids. I really do. It gets them like these people in these daggone bonnets. I hate everybody
Mm,
getting kids about the bonnets and the night clothes. First of all, people are broke. Okay? Stop getting on these kids about what they're wearing and get on the parents. Somebody has to buy. The kids can't work. They can't work until they're 16 or 17. You want them to hustle? Is that how you want them to get the money? You
mm,
know? And then you're like, oh, they're always on their phone. Who bought the phone? They got no job. Like,
mm.
shut up and be a parent. Like,
The ultimate communication device. I mean, it's a different culture right now, and I mean, these phones are more powerful than the best computers that we had 30 years ago,
but
hands down.
while you're recording, complaining about your kid, you're creating content, avoiding spending time with your kid. Like
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. These kids are built different because they're tired of y'all shit. They're tired.
That is such a
Like,
good point. Young people are exactly. They're not like they used to be because they probably are constantly hit with critical thoughts and negativity, and they
negativity is
aren't.
so much. My daughter says that the teachers are like, "Oh man, we get no respect from these kids." She said, "But the teachers, they never give us respect. They never give us respect. They come out the gate yelling at us. They never ask us how we're doing." She's
Mm,
yelled at more than she's taught.
I hear that, and I mean, I don't like to just throw it on like single mothers or single fathers or broken homes and stuff like that, but I
Have you
think
ever
dads are good now. I think being a dad, I don't know many deadbeat dads. You might hear about it here and
she
there, but
she she
maybe because I'm older. Like, we didn't have dads. I didn't. I grew up. I'm a product of a single mother, and as I've grown and known people to have children with other men, they're present. It's not like they're gone, absent. But yeah, I mean, that's still got to be a thing because men dodge responsibility much better than women.
okay, but here there's still deadbeat dads. There's deadbeat moms too, though. So that
Yeah.
is, I don't you have you ever, so you didn't grow up in a two-parent household. I
No.
grew up in a two-parent household. It is the worst decision that anybody can make on the planet. If you ask me today, would I rather be raised by two humans who never grew up like each other, coming together to that didn't talk
Mm,
about, oh, how we're gonna plan to raise somebody this way. Two different perspectives coming together to now lay all that bullshit on one person is disgusting. Two-parent households are the, I don't know why they're like the epitome. You always got one person doing everything and the other person like, I made some money today. Like always. I don't even know. Like
I've had
two
experience on
parent
both sides.
household. My daughter has never heard someone yell. She's never heard
Mm,
somebody being cussed out. She's never heard someone have an argument behind closed doors. When
mm,
that stuff started in my life, I left, because I wanted her to have a good life. If
yeah.
she has not missed anything. Two people from two different worlds who never discussed how they were going to raise another human come together and they get a belt. They're like, I'm gonna just use this as my way to discipline you. I'm not gonna actually like talk
Yeah.
to my wife about it, or you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
just, and
I
that's
mean, I've
two. So that's
experienced both.
two humans who only know how to communicate through yelling or screaming, you know?
I've experienced both. I like my dad left when I was in elementary school. Like I was
Okay.
8, 7, 8, something like that. And I mean, yeah, like what you just said,
Y'all be
it's
acting
all
like it's
that
all bells and
arguing.
whistles. It is not. It is
Yeah,
not. Like, that is
I
not the opinion.
always
I don't know. It's
say
like,
I
oh,
never
two
would have
parent
went to
household. You know what a
college.
two parent household is? The worst freaking thing when it's not done right. The worst.
I would have never went to college if I grew up with my father. I
My
know that.
God.
I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I would not. I would not have been able to go to college if my father was there in those formative years for probably several reasons. But I hear exactly what you're saying.
my stepfather was colorblind. He told me the wrong colors on purpose so that I would fail the test.
Dang,
I'm
dang.
not saying. Like, he was, let me, okay, my stepdad was in the military. He worked heating and air. He was HVAC. We had a
Hmm.
3-level townhome. I would come home, my sister would be on the carpet in the middle floor. She'd be on the ground like, Dad's upset. He shut the air to all the vents. There's no air in the house. He would shut the air off. And we didn't
That's
know
a
how to
man
work it
right
because we
there.
weren't HVAC.
That's a man right there. Exactly. And we live in a culture now where okay, is that toxic masculinity or is that
That
just
is,
what I'm used to?
what is that? You know, he would go not talking for 9 months straight, not talking.
Yeah.
One day he would say, "Hey girls, the whole house, Daddy's talking."
Yeah. Wow, that's so good. It's because as men, we need I'm gonna say it, fellas, let me know. We're the emotional bitches of the day. I'm gonna be honest. Men have needs that women can't understand. Women are just tapped into their emotions where they can use it as intuition. But men, we thrive on respect. And all that
Jesus.
respect is emotional acknowledgement. I said it and I'm gonna move on. But that's what it is. It's so true. And until we get to a harmonious equilibrium where men can have their emotional needs met, there will be pain. That's
You know
what
what
war,
I heard?
famine, and that's what it is all. Violence. That's what it all is.
You know what I heard? I heard someone say that your base instinct is to not like someone out the gate, is to not appreciate what they're, your base instinct is to protect yourself. The
Mhm.
elevated instinct is to think about others. And that's where some people have stopped. They have stopped at that base level. I'm protecting myself. And they haven't elevated to an elevated society where you're thinking of others.
That's Christianity. And I think that plays a huge role in it because that should be the moral compass. Because when you're living that life, it truly is selflessness. The ultimate honor is to die for your friends. This translates well into marriage because you have to die for your wife, like Jesus died for the church. It's all in unison. Like it does go lockstep and works together, but our world is one that is increasingly selfish
Mhm.
and one that is incredibly departed from God for all of the reasons that we talked about on this show.
But also, um, it feels like we're regressing instead
Mm,
of elevate ourselves. Like when you look at videos of people living in Japan and they can sit at a bus stop and charge their phone on the bench, right?
right.
Because there's a charger in the bench. The first thing I think is, oh man, somebody would sell that. Somebody would
Yeah.
sell that and pawn it. Like we can never have that here. It feels like we're regressing and like everybody's okay with it. Everybody's okay with us regressing. I don't know.
It's uniquely American. Why are their cities so clean? Why are those cities absent of violence? Why are those people so healthy? Why
Why are
are their
they
cultures all pointing towards and indicative of blue zones being better than war zones? But we
I
don't call them
can't,
war zones, right?
we don't.
We accept it. We just die in silence.
And then it's like we're not okay with like moving forward. Like now everybody wants remote workers to come back into the office, right?
Hmm.
So you want me to be sitting there while you're standing around the water cooler? You want someone to gossip with because you hate your life. That has nothing. That has nothing to do with me. We don't need to do that for 8 hours anymore. Like
Right.
it's
But
like
it's trust. No one trusts those remote workers because they want you to be chained to a desk so they can observe you and they can indoctrinate you further. That's
no,
why.
they want to hold you hostage so you can listen to about little Jimmy doing what the heck ever. I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. I don't care about Jimmy. I will never care about Jimmy. I need you to go home to your wife and talk to her about Jimmy. Now, do you have the report that I need? I am
Right.
doing so much better not in the office because I'm a talker, right?
Mm.
So I'm the silly person talking about, oh my God, what else is Jimmy doing? Because I talk, you know, I don't want to talk, but now that you've initiated the conversation, I'm going to keep talking. And now we're not doing anything.
You subterfuge in the office. You
It's
understand the power of what is it? Rhetoric. Um, I don't know. You might make a really good point. I just think that they want to watch us because they can't trust us. The
No.
remote work is going to be the new inefficiency of the office. They're going to start having reports saying that, well, if workers were endangering traffic and they had artificial light on them and they were engaging in sitting, which is the new smoking, for at least 5 or 6 hours a day, the bottom line is going to be increased tenfold. Like that's what's coming.
But I
The
don't.
economy is doing too good right now. Like violence is at a historic low, unemployment historic low, stock market historic high. We got to break that up, Amir.
I the last time I was in an office, I got stuck talking to a manager, and he says, I don't know why we get upset about blackface. And I was like,
Huh?
oh, damn
What?
it. Yeah, this is the type of stuff people say to me in offices. I have so many office stories. I have
That's a
so many.
woke white person that said that too.
Oh, it didn't men and me in offices. Oh, people and me in offices. I don't do well. I don't, and I need y'all leave me alone. I'm doing the work. I don't do well. I go into a meeting. The lady's like, "Are those your real eyes?" I said,
What?
"Are my eyes on the agenda?" Like, I don't
Oh
do
wow.
well in offices. Take the people back that want to go. All y'all who need to be there looking at whoever learning about Jimmy. Go on back. Go on. Just leave me alone.
If
I
I
didn't do
heard you
nothing
right,
to y'all.
offices are the new slave ships.
It's so sad. I, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to get your coffee with you. I don't want to do it. That's why. That's why I'm getting out. In 4 years, I'm gonna have a game show. I'm gonna be on TV. That's my goal. I want a
You
game
gonna do a
show.
game show? What kind of
That's
game
what
show
I
you gonna
want.
do? Like a game show with dice, a game show with the puzzle board, a game show with the
It
wheel?
doesn't
Like
matter.
what kind of? Okay,
Whatever game show I get to be funny and smile at. That's what I want.
I would watch your show. You
Thank
have the
you.
most beautiful smile.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
Before we break, though, do you want to tell the world anything about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, my name is Suki. I do Suki's Honeydew Project. I am Suki at 80 Suburbia on Twitter. You can find Suki's Honeydew Project on YouTube, TikTok. I'm available. I have not recorded in a while, but this show right here, thank you for letting me be on, has given me the boost that I needed, that dopamine hit. So I'll be back and I'll be posting shortly.
Well,
So tune in.
has the office culture changed for you? Episode you did not too long ago on YouTube. Anybody that has a chance to check out Suki on YouTube, she is at Suki's HDP, and I think everybody needs to give it a listen. I can't believe she took the time to be with me today. I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative, and I just hope we can do it again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Till the next episode. Peace.